One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of war. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under YAHANNA, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from YAHANNA. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Fake love, real hate.
One West,
But we set apart, nigga.
They hate it when you up and love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. Oh, you can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. Fuck a fake friend, show is over, close the curtain. Told you that they loved you, laughed at you when you was hurting. One thing about that UPK, this brotherhood for certain. Dress you up in all black, gird you up to put that work in. Same niggas that was on the block putting that work in. Abandon that lifestyle, cause now I know my purpose. Coming from a place where a black man life is worthless. 400 plus years, yeah, living out them curses. I blame the so-called leaders in the churches. Was supposed to save our soul, instead they led us to the hearses. Backstabbed and betrayed. betrayed by the people you would die for. Your family ain't family, so-called friends switch sides on. Crack and take a knee on your neck, whisper and die, boy. So I stay strapped with the Kaepernick, that's the firearm. Gotta watch your back, you know them demons out here lurking. If I don't know shit, then I know one thing for certain. Look, they hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. They hate you when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you.
I say fuck the fake love and disloyal behavior. Brotherhood is a weapon, but bitch niggas is contagious. Hating your elevation instead of hitting the pavement. Watching your every move and never give motivation. Situational friendships get away with adversity. And these days, just a little bit of your kindness a luxury. I'd rather you keep your distance, be a fuck nigga too close to me. Prefer to fuck with fear nigga than house niggas with notes on me. Get a shirt off my back for devoted niggas with loyalty. I noticed the lack of devoted niggas that trustworthy if you ain't in no black. Ranked up, I give 2 fucks for free. Death before dishonor is a must. It ain't no choice from me, I'm bred different. Was never one to die, just bullshit, I'm fed different. Fuck all the information out of pulpits, I'm led different. Been taught to follow a code. Israel law, statutes, commandments, freely given, never sold, nigga. Chill.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you dead, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. Hey, hey. Wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in the yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General YAHANNA. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top when we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown on many streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman where's a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, put through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like that, man. Niggas, she know I'm a prophet, she got to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' a different breed of black man. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Don't use some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some break off, but never take off as a place. When the law with you ain't no up next, it's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the wicked. You in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian, we ain't just talking shit. But we living in it, we be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. But really forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the Glock with the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got 9s, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight, but with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight, but with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all don't fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah.
I don't want to set the world on fire, honey. I love you too much. I just want to start a great big flame down in your heart.
It's different.
You see,
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Fuck that shit. Burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground. Nigga, fuck that shit. Just burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the nigga. nigga, fuck that shit, better burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground, nigga, fuck that shit, they better burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground. This for Breonna Taylor. System failure, I mean the system failed us. They treat our lives careless. It made us careless. They think our youth stupid, but they really fearless. How you gon' police us when you really fast? I'm at the edge, my friends are dead and I'm feeling peerless. Pleading for our lives and they be acting illest. Now your fucking city gotta burn cause you don't wanna hear us. When a nigga say that he can't breathe, hands up, don't shoot, no please. They ain't give a fuck, they just cock back and they squeeze. They took their foot off of our necks, now they applying their knees. Man, fuck the NFL, niggas need their own leagues. And if you don't know what I mean, then catch up to my speed. Shouldn't a cracker make $1 while our people gon' bleed? Shouldn't a cracker make $1 while our people gon' bleed? So I said fuck that shit, burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground. Nigga, fuck that shit, better burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the... Nigga, fuck that shit, better burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground. Nigga, fuck that shit, better burn this bitch down. Raise it, even to the ground.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. I don't want to set the world on fire.
SHALAM. Mighty, which means stand. Upon your hakudam, turn to face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find that in Matthew. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, I.S.U.P.K, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanoah, Lechol, Kol, Yawam, Wasalak Lano, Kabawath No, Kasalak No, Kabawath Yano, Wala'ah, Tabiyano, Manasawan, Abol, Haushano, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'awalamya, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Pray for the Hakah, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'ukashai, Nathan Lenawu, Hakah, Laraba'ah, Kal Makalah, Makal Marwah, Hakah, Latahar, Hamatazarayah, Hakah, Lahaku, Hamathi, Hakah, Arakwa, Hatama'ala, Lagarsan, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Tawad Aman. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Pray to bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barak Lanawu, Wayasha'ala, Wahab Bayat Sapari, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Tawad Aman. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Bless us and Yasha'ala, and the school. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahari, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azari, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayam, Baratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayalawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shalom, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ariyah, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashemah, La'ah, Yakaka, Waira, Malayala, Yahweh, Yashemarka, Makarai, Yashemah, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashemah, Taza'aka, Wabu'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'ala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Damiyah, Lakah, Al Tacharash, Wa'al, Tashakwat, Al, Kayah, Hana, Awayabika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanayaka, Shawah, Ra'ash, Al-Aimuka, Ya'ariyamu, Sawah, Wayah, Thayah Aitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amaru, Lakuwa, Wanakakidam, Magawi, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, I.W.A. Kaya. Nawa Itazawa. La. Yaharu. Alika. Barya. Yakarafu. Ahalia. Adawam. Wayashama Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagari. Gabal. Wa'amawan. Wa'amala. Kalasha. Amishabi. Kazawa. Gam Asawa. Nalawa. Aimam. Ayawa. Zarawai. Nabanya. Lawat. Salah. I.S.U.P.K. Kamalian. Kasaya Sara'ah. Kayabyan. Banakal. Kwayaswan. Nashamaru. Pa'ayanda Ara. Haywa. Daman. Ladam. Shaytamu. Nadaya Mawa. Kaira. Wakiza'aba. Wakizaba. Wakizomana. Call Messiah Kamwa. Ashar. Amaru. Nairasha. Nawa. Nawa. Alahayim. Alahaya. Shayatamu. Kagaldala. Kakwash. Lapanya. Rakah. Ka'ash. Saba'ira. Ya'ira. Wakalahaba. Falahat. Haryam. Khan. Taradam. Basaira. Wabasawapaka. Tabalaham. Mala'ah. Panyaham. Walawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawah. Yabashwa. Wayabahalwa. Arya. Ay. Wayakaparwa. Wayabarwa. Wayadaiwa. Kaya. Atha. Shamka. Yahawah. Labarka. Iron. Yawan. Cow. Haratazah. In English, keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come, and let us cut them off from being a
and
nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more
may be
remembrance.
no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom.
and the
And
Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites.
of Moab,
Of Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes.
Gabal,
Gabal.
and Ammon,
And
and Amalek,
And Amalek.
the Philistines,
The Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
So also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
Lot.
have hope in the children of
Salah.
Lot. Salah.
Do unto them as unto the
Do
Midianites,
unto them as unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
As to Sisera.
as to Jabin,
As to Jabin.
at the brook of
At
Kishon,
the brook of Kishon.
which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the
Make
earth.
their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like a
and
red.
like Zahid.
Like the head.
Yea, all their princes as Zabah,
All their princes as the
and as Zalmun,
And as Zalmun.
who
Who
said,
said,
Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
O my power,
All my power.
make them like the wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burneth the wood.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on
As
fire.
the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy stone.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name,
They may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and
Let
perish,
them be put to shame and perish.
that men may know that thou,
And then they know that
whose
thou,
name alone is
whose
Yahweh,
name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Pray for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh, Yahushua.
wa ma'aka'ala,
Yahweh Yaka'ala.
wa alahayim,
Wa'alahayim.
matazab yaha alawat Yahanna,
Matazab Ya'alawak Yahanna.
ha'alawatya,
Alawak
ha'saranyam,
Yahannah.
ha'kwatazayayam,
Ha'katazayayim.
ha'kayayalyam,
Ha'kayayalim.
wa ha'kwatyam,
Ha'kwatim.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ha'ashem Yahushua.
the word Amen.
What I'm on.
In English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
The angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
Captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the
And the
sisters.
sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
So out to the front. I.S.U.P.K, be seated. All right, Shalom Israel, Yahweh to the brothers, Yahweh to the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Established in 1969, 1 West on the 25th Street in Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any other organization. Israel, pay your tithes, man. Pay your tithes. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste, calle 125th, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969. Si tú eres hombre hispano, negro o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo erguido de Dios. Y con esto, mi gente, nuestro tiempo ha terminado. Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahushua, nos bendiga, hermanos. Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahushua, cuide sobre ustedes, hermanas. Shalom. Órale. I.S.U.P.K Milwaukee, Sabbath service. Any questions, comments, or concerns on topic as the scriptures are being read? Feel free to ask. Anything that might be off topic, please try to save until the end of the Sabbath service. If we got time, we'll address it then. We are in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 7 through 20 and 13. We'll be reading in the Hebrew and the English, breaking down as necessary as we go. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 7. Washarath, Basham, Yahweh, Alahaywa, Kakar, Achiwa, Alawayim, Haimadium, Sham, Lapanya, Yahweh, verse 8, Chalak, Kachalak, Yaakaru, Labad, Mamakariwa, Ayel, Ha'abawath, verse 9, Kaya, Athaha, it's like Atha, Ba'a, Al, Haratazah, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayika, Nathan, Laka, La'ab, Thalamaka, it's like it, Thalamak, Laishwath, Kathawabath, Hagawim, Haham, verse 10, La'ab, Yamat Yatsalaki, Yamataza'ah, Baka, Ma'ibaya, Banyuwa, it's like it, Banwa, Wabathwa, Ba'ash, Kasam, Kasamyam, Ma'awanan, Wamanakash, Wamakashak. Verse 11. Wachabar. Chabar. Washa'al. Awa. Wayad Da'anya. Wadarash. All. Hamathium. Verse 12. Kaya. The Waibath. Yahweh. Call. Aisha. Allah. Wabargalol. Hathawabath. Hala. Yahweh. Alahayaka. Mawariyash. Watham. Mapanyaka. Verse 13. Thamiyam. Thahaya. Aim. Yahweh. Alahayaka. In English. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 7. Then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren the Levites do, which stand there before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat, verse 8. They shall have like portions to eat, beside that which committeth of the sale of his patrimony. Verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. Verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that use divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. Verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. So now we see those cultures are alive and well, and almost, you could say, trending, admired, sought after in America. You got some people that'll pass it off as woo nonsense. You got some people that base their whole lives off of astronomy. They get a fortune cookie, they go into the casino. You know, if they get something favorable. Otherwise, they just, now it's never mind. If it don't resonate with their spirit, now it's never mind. If it's something negative, it don't resonate with their spirit, it's never mind. But if it's something positive, if it gives you accolades and compliments to feed your vanity, it's acceptable. So now we got all these practices that they had listed off. Now, make it your son or your daughter passing through the fire. That can be on a couple different levels. Sitting back and allowing them to engage in an alternative lifestyle without correcting them, without teaching them, educating them. You're allowing them to pass through the fire. And it's not always going to end up in the same result for each individual. Not every child wants to mutilate their genitals, but some of them get that idea in their head because of what's being popularized in media. What's that dude that's locked up? Sydney Sweeney? No, that's something completely different.
That got 35?
No, the trans Sydney Sharp, who ruined Chingy's career.
Oh, shit.
Sydney Sharp, I think, something like that. But that soul passed through the fire, man. And there was nobody around them. It doesn't look like, at least, nobody around them to prevent them from going down that road. You got a lot of people who had changed their identity along with their gender to conform to an idea that they regret now, that they regret years later. You got some of them that are still content with those decisions, and you got some of them that speak to the horrors that are involved in it. Letting your children go through, the Christian church, the Muslim mosque, especially if you don't partake in those, if you don't follow that, and they're making that choice to go in that direction. Yeah, everybody thinks that giving into your children's whims and desires is somehow benefiting them or helping them out. You're supposed to protect them. You're supposed to defend them. And everybody will instinctively feel that as a parent, as a brother, as a relative in general. But now when we start talking about thus saith the Lord, now it becomes this big problem. Now you think we're preventing them from playing kickball. That ain't what this is about. This ain't about them preventing them from touching the stove, playing with a lighter. This fire is spiritual. It's things that's gonna get them killed. It's offering them up. It's offering them up to idolatry. Whether you're doing it yourself or you're turning a blind eye to what they're doing, you're just trying to be a supportive parent, not knowing that you're allowing your children to be passed through the fire. Look what happened to Justin Bieber. His parents co-signed all of that. And now, as an adult, he's coming out, alleviating his shoulders of the, I don't want to be too vulgar, but of how he was preyed upon. His parents signed off on it. They passed their little boy through the fire. And now as adults, a lot of these child stars are in ruins. Look at Jaden Pinkett Smith. Now, he didn't have the same upbringing as Justin Bieber. He should have had more, given who his family is, he should have had more security around him, more preventative measures. But he's got, like, just his whole identity is just all over the board. And when you start accepting all these different ideologies, entertaining all these different philosophies, you don't have a core, you're not rooted in anything. You don't have a foundation. You don't have a core personality. You're going to be scattered all over the place. You're going to entertain divination, observing the times, enchantments, witchcraft, charms, familiar spirits, wizardry, necromancy. You're going to entertain all of that as if there's some utility to it, when these are all practices of other cultures that don't belong in our communities. What are those stars going to tell you? For us, it tells us what the season is. When to plant, when to harvest. When the next high holy, well, the moon mainly with the high holy days. It can be used for navigation. And even if you want to get into the existential argument of where you were born, the place on earth that you were born in at a specific time, where all the planets and the stars were when you were born, all the energy that was being shot your way at that moment of conception, fine, who cares? What's that going to do about fentanyl? What's that going to do about the Catholic Church abusing children? It seems like every other month they got a new class action lawsuit against the church, against a juvenile detention center, against adult prison facilities for sexual abuse and misconduct. Where's the necromancy going to help in there? What potion are you going to mix up that's going to solve these issues? It's not our culture, if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, to put your faith and your trust in these practices. We've got something stronger supporting us and backing us up that guides our spirituality in life. We find those records and how to observe and worship and conduct our affairs amongst each other in these records that's called the Bible, that everybody in the mother has abused and misunderstood, misinterpreted, passed off as some kind of a scholar. People that, certainly were not around during the time when this was written to understand, to have been a part of the culture today. to understand how to look back at this and read these scriptures. This book is alive, and it's the instructions for how the nation of Israel gets restored with our power, with our culture. The least you could do is give it a shot. See how it works in your own life. Now, where we're rocking the boat, we're disrupting the norm. So get ready for opposition from people that claim they love you too. If they loved you so damn much, they wouldn't give you shit about this. Because you're not going to stop loving them just because you're trying to find your way back home. You're going to see that they're going to turn their back on you first. It's unfortunate, but that's been the lived experience for many of us. It happened with Christ in them too. Continue reading. Verse 12. For all that do these are an abomination unto the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord thy God drove them out from before thee. Because of those wicked acts, they were driven out before us from the lands that we were to occupy, so that we could have a fresh start, a clean slate, so that we could observe our culture without hindrance and distractions and temptations. Verse 13, thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. That's not just, I don't know if I would describe that specifically as an order or almost prophetic, because it's like it's telling us what we will become. We're gonna get this right. Listen, one way or another, we're gonna get this right. It's not gonna, especially in this day and age with the lived experiences that we've had out here, and that stain that's on our spirit from the drugs, from the promiscuity, from the violence and the crimes. That stain that's on our spirit needs to get washed off. And it can be tough for a lot of people to go through it. Hey, shalom, man. Good to have you back. Priest and officer, 1,000 kananya. Priest and officer for 1,000 kananya. I'm standing on that. Hey, what up, for the brother? Join us. All right, back into the Hebrew, verse 14. Kaya, Hagayu, Hala, Ashar, Atha. Wayarash, Awatham, all, Mainanyum, Wa all, Kasamyum, it's like a Kosamyum, Yashamaywa, Watha, La'a, Kan, Nathan, Laka, Yahweh, Alahayaka. Verse 15. Nabia'ah, Makwarabak, Ma'achayak, Kamanya, Yakwayam, Laka, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Aliyawah, Dashamayawan. Verse 16. Kakal, Ashar, Shalath, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Bacharab, Bayawam, Hakwahal, La'amar, La'a, Asap, Lashemai, Kwawal, Yahweh, Aliyah, Wa'af, Ashat, Ha'ash, Hagadalah, Haza'ath, La'ah, Ara'ah, Iwad, Wala'ah, Amawath. Verse 17. Waya'amar, Yahweh, Aliyah, Wayat Tayabu, Ashar, Dabarwa. Verse 18. Nabia'ah, Akwayam, Laham, Makurab, Achayaham, Kamwak. It's like a Kamawak. Wanathatya. Dabarya. Bapaiwa. Wadabal. Aliyaham. Ath. Kal. Ashar. Atazawanwa. Verse 19. Wayahaya. Hayach. Ashar. La'ah. Yashamai. All. The Barya. Ashar. It's like a Yadabal. Bashamya. Anakya. Adarash. Ma'aimwa. Back in English. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 14. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do. He wouldn't let us pass through that fire. He made it very clear that we are not to engage after the other nations. So far, he took it so far to the point where he destroyed the other nations by our hands to run them out, to separate us from their culture. Verse 15, the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. Verse 16. Now again, notice in 15 too, of thy brethren, a prophet of thy brethren. This is very specific to the nation of Israel. This is a family affair. Muhammad was not one of our brothers to be a prophet to the Most High. For us. He could have been a prophet to the rock for the Arabs, but not to the Israelites and not to the Most High God. Verse 16. According to all that thou desiredest of the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. Verse 17. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Verse 19. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. Now what's that it? That it is your life. You're going to see other verses in here where it says, it's like I would say, like the Lord will require the blood at your hands. It's like I'm paraphrasing that. But if you're guilty of certain crimes, you could lose your life for it. Now we see that demonstrated almost subconsciously, if you will, today with the violence that we extend to one another over even small offenses. Watch what you say to your people. We are a very tense and stressed out people right now, going through a whole lot of shit individually, as a people, and at the hands of each other. Which is why last week in the Hebrew, the last one Kudash class, I was stressing the importance of manners and being polite. And you'll see this with Commanding General YAHANNA, General Muhammad, all the generals and captains who go to that extra mile to extend those small courtesies, please and thank yous. We can't have enough of it. You can never be overly polite. It might be annoying to some people too. I'm kind of like that. I don't need you up in my face all bubbly, bright-eyed, beaming sunshine at me. I don't require you. I don't need all that. But it it exercises that peace and brotherhood and sisterhood that the Bible teaches to a people that have, for the majority, have really only ever known conflict, violence, being screamed at all the time. It's a little almost unsettling to be in an environment where you're not getting cussed out, where you don't have to worry about the threat of violence just because you have a disagreement, but that also, through our decency and order, enforces you in turn to take that same consideration and measure at hand. This teaches you to watch your mouth also, because you're not dealing with I see so many pastors and preachers on the streets, Jehovah's Witnesses. There's this one guy right now, him and a couple guys on water in Wisconsin, who so apprehensive about conflict. They don't want any arguments. They don't want to fight. They don't want to debate. But then they'll tell you you're going to hell. They're going to tell you you're going to hell. When you're lying in a pool of blood, and you realize that you got this whole thing wrong, blah blah blah, the whole spiel. The hypocrisy behind feigning politeness and kindness, when in their minds you're a heathen to them, you're evil to them, you're going to hell. Which in its own right, like biblically, like when we were in battles and we were speaking to people, like it wasn't some nice, pleasant conversation. Like we went to straight up war with other nations. To defend our culture and God against idolatry and heathen traditions, just to abandon our culture and God, to follow necromancy, familiar spirits, wizardry, observing of times, enchantments, to now the level of hostility that we experience amongst each other, with no real explanation as to how we got to this point. There's no objective school of thought that helps reel us back in to work as a cohesive people outside of the Bible. All the philosophizing, the FBA movement, the ADOS movement, the Dominican, Democratic or Republican parties, your political affiliations, all the churches, none of that is solving the issues that we have in our communities. We failed to keep our end of the covenant. And the Lord is requiring He's requiring that punishment of us. The consequences that come with our actions. Watch what you say to one another. Not just us. Don't just watch what you say to the priests and prophets. Watch what you say to your children. Watch what you say to your friends at school, at work, at the family reunion. We need to take better care in how we treat one another. Because brotherhood and sisterhood, despite our differences that we can always argue out later on, and we can at least get on the same page with brotherhood and sisterhood. That's how we formally and appropriately address what I call this dumpster fire of America. That's how we address the issues in our communities and in our families. We can start there. And we've been inviting people to come to the tables. Come to the table, bring your argument, to the forefront. But let's not just do it online either. it can be good to have some of those discussions there, but we lack intimacy in a Facebook forum. It's like an onion.
So like I said, if I could too build on what you're saying, a lot of times being polite disarms the emotional person, you know?
Right.
Because they looking for that fuel to feed their fire so they can go back and forth.
Absolutely.
But as soon as you hit them with the politeness and the manners, it's a change of subject almost instantly.
Absolutely. It's so ready to go to the violence or cuss you the hell out. And they make a big scene of it, or the whole show of it, to distract from the actual problem that we're trying to deal with. Right. Yeah, it throws them off. And not enough people are willing to have, how to say, that kind of uncomfortable transition. If it means to rule the world, you don't want to sit down and have that conversation? No matter how uncomfortable you might be as an individual for it? Yeah, you might hear us tell you that your practices biblically are wrong. That sucks to hear. I completely understand it. But let's talk about why we would even say it. It's like you, sir.
Now, if I could, what you're saying is what y'all supposed to say is absolutely the point. Listen, that prophet, Moses said, "He raised up like unto himself with our king." And what did Christ say? The whole law hinges off of 2 commandments, which is what? Basically, in a nutshell, love the Lord with everything you have, and love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
Meaning what? Love your brother, a fellow Israelite, just like you love yourself. And like Nandi was saying, when a brother is hostile, if you understand what he's going through, and if he's getting hostile for no reason, and he's just trying to attack, of course you match that energy. But if you understand what he's going through, you understand, okay, this brother's going through hell. I know exactly what he's dealing with. Let me talk to this brother in a way to where he knows that I understand him. Then at that point,
right,
what that is, it shows him brotherhood, and what you've done is you gain the brother instead of an enemy.
And then in doing so, do you know what the Lord's going to require? Justice.
Come on.
Justice for what happened to us. We start taking those crosshairs off of us, off of each other. We start coming back to the culture that we rule the world with at one point in time. He'll stop requiring it of us. That this is just one of those tools to bring us closer together. Let's at least have that uncomfortable as hell ass conversation. Keep your hands to yourself. Watch your mouth. And let's get to the bottom of it together. There's a right and a wrong way to do this. Crying over Palestine is not the right way. I'm sorry, the north side, listen, and I was arguing with a sister about this too. What's going on in the Middle East is a crime. To both sides. What they're doing to each other is wrong. We are not affiliated with small hats, with the Israelis, with the government, with their culture, their religion. We're not Zionists. We are not the same people. They are not us. By blood, they are not Israelites. They are imposters who hold that label and occupy that land. That's it. Those are white people occupying Palestine and Gaza and treating them so cruel. So let's get that out of the way. Second, Palestine. They're just for the past maybe 70 years, they've been dealing with the small hats. We've been under fire and feud with these devils for hundreds of years. And Palestine hasn't done shit. Not once did they step in and COINTELPRO. The Iran-Contra scandal. None of it. I'm not sending any money to Palestine. Not sending no diapers. I'm not sending no first aid gear there. I got a north side of Milwaukee that needs the same things that Palestine needs. They're saying that there's a blockade on baby formula in Palestine. They got the baby formula behind cages at the Pick and Save here too. Don't tell me that Palestine's the only one hurting for something. I got my people right here who went through the same atrocities together simultaneously in the Western Hemisphere. The Eastern Hemisphere can wait till we rule the world. And then we can get them right. So like you, sir?
We went through worse atrocities.
Way worse. Way worse.
And the Palestinians they're occupying the land that don't belong to them.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, instead of us being selfish, we trying to go to the reservations to give them aid.
And then they're gonna advocate sending aid overseas,
Right.
and then hate people that are trying to send aid up the street.
Right.
Palestine also has Hamas.
Right.
They also got a government that they can appeal to. Now, their government ain't shit compared to the small hats government. Their military ain't shit compared to them. But they got a government that they can appeal to. They got other nations that are hearing their cries that are going to bat for them. They just can't really touch their military. We have the military and justice system of our oppressor that they would want us to appeal to. When coming back to our culture, extending brotherhood and sisterhood is going to be stronger, is going to produce a stronger outcome than government aid. That same government aid that'll ship it to you can also cut you off from it. We got to stop relying on them. The Most High is requiring something of us with our disobedience. Imagine what He'll require of them with our obedience. If we're going through all this, imagine what they can be faced with. We're suffering this at the hands of a terrible power. But He said, if we hearken unto His words, unto the words of His prophets, and we do as they bid, He'll be an enemy to our enemies.
That's right. That's right.
Back to the Hebrew. Deuteronomy 11 verse 20. Akah, Hanabiah, Asar, Yazayah, Ladabar, Dabar, Bashamya, Af, Asar, La'ah, Tazawa Yathua, Ladabar, Ba'asar, Yadabar, Basham, Alahayim, Acharium, Wamath, Hanabiah, Hahawa'ah, verse 21, Wakayah, Tha'amal, Balabaka, Ayaka, Nadai, Af, Harbar, Asar, La'ah, Dabarwa, Yahweh, verse 22. Asar, Yadabar, Hanabiah, Basham, Yahweh, Wala'ah, Yahaya, Hadabar, Wala'ah, Yabwa'ah, Hawa'ah, Hadabar, Asar, La'ah, Dabar, Yahweh, Bazadawan, Dabar, Hanabiah, La'ah, Thagawal, Mamanawa. Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 1. Kayat, Yakaryat, Yahweh, Alahayika, Af, Hagawim, Asar, Yahweh, Alahayika, Nathan, Lakah, Af, Aratazam, Wayarash Salaki, Wayarashathon, ويشبع Yaham Wababath Yaham. Verse 2. Shalom. Ariam. Thabario. Laka. Bathwak. Aratazaka. Asar. Yahweh. Alahayika. Nathan. Laka. La Rashata, verse 3. Thakayan, Laka, Haradak, Wa Shalashaf, Af, it's like your Af, Gabawal, Aran Tazaka, Asar, Yanah. So like it. Yanah Yalaka, Yahweh, Alahayaka. It's like it. Wayaha, Lanawas, Shema, Call, Ratazaka. It's like it. Yeah, Ratazaka. Verse 4. Wazah, the ball, Haratazaka, Ashar, Yanawas, Shema, Wachaya, Ashar, Yakar, Av, Ra'ayhua, Babalia, Da'if, Wahawa'a, La'a, Shana, Lawa, Mathamal, Shalasham. Back into the English. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. But the prophets which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. We've seen some destruction of some brothers who have claimed to speak the word of God. There have been brothers who have literally lost their life. There have been some brothers who just literally lost their livelihood, their reputation, the support of the people that they had led that believed in them. You got some other brothers who, make no mistake, judgment is still on the way. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that people take for granted. And you know, it's funny too, because predominantly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are a spiritual people. Again, until we start saying "Thus saith the Lord," then it becomes all the conspiracies and controversies around the corrupt editing, revising, passing down of the Bibles. And we fall out of sync with the spiritual lessons that are being taught here. I understand some people's impatience with not seeing action right away when they expect to see it. Don't let your impatience cloud your judgment against what God has in store for these people. Verse 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? Verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. You got some people that copy the prophecies laid out by the UPK. How we read the scriptures, the lessons that we've taught, like a lot. What's his name? Was it Khalid? Khalid Muhammad? No. What the hell is that brother's name? He wasn't the Black Panther dude. Khalil Muhammad? No. What's that? Bald brother. Bald. I believe so. He ain't with us no more. But
I think it was Khalid. I think it was Khalid Muhammad.
that sounds about right. Sonetta be that talks about him a lot. Like he was in the UPK classes. Malcolm X was in the UPK classes. A lot of these polarizing figures have gotten their talking points and their lesson plans from the UPK. It's kind of Khalif. That don't sound right.
Khalid Muhammad. It's like no, Khalid Abdul Muhammad. That's it. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You're looking at his picture right now.
Yeah, Khan, the American activist. Yup, that's the brother. He was in the UPK school, man. I'm not gonna say he was like a formal student, trooper, officer, things like that, but he was in our classes. A lot of very prominent figures were in our classes. The copying and pasting what they had been taught here and posing it as original thought. I haven't seen anything that the UPK has taught or prophesied about that hasn't been set in motion, that hasn't already passed, that isn't clearly set on the table, that we can see how we can see all the signs of the times are indicating a certain direction, certain events on the horizon that the UPK speaks and preaches on. Discrepancies aside, if we're seeing all these prominent leaders die on their sword, because here's the crazy part about it too, like we'll watch their fall and we'll watch the people pick them back up, dust them off, let them know it's going to be okay, we still love you, but they were wrong. And they doubled back on some of their teachings. They admitted that they were wrong. They've been found guilty in the court of law. Not that that's necessarily where our benchmark is, but we're watching these people committing crimes too, along with trying to read from the Bible. This is not something for the faint of heart that anybody should just open up and assume that they can understand and interpret. And with the distractions of everything that that's been thrown in our faces all these years, passed down from generations, you have to understand that there's going to be not just a veil, but a gross misunderstanding in what we've been taught to accept as the word of God, according predominantly to like Christianity. So when we start speaking against it and we say, no, the Bible says X, Y, and Z, the prophecies that the Bible is teaching and talking about, it's when we're correcting their political or their prophetic analysis, don't give us the blowback on it. Go charge them with it. Get in the class. I mean, what at this point, what do you got to lose? Get in the class and test the spirit. Because I haven't seen anything that we've taught or prophesied about that hasn't come to pass, that isn't going on right now. And it's not just educated guesses. These are real life so we're dealing with the real life effects of these prophecies even right now. The different parties that are at war that's described in like Daniel and Revelation, the UPK broke that down to let you know who these players on the battlefield are going to be, where this is going to end up, who that red dragon is, for example, in Revelations, who that old serpent was, who the devil that the Bible speaks of is, what their plans are, what their moves are, what their thought process is. That's all coming from the UPK out of this book. Home of the true defenders of the faith. They're not going to find this anywhere else. Deuteronomy 19 verse 1. When the Lord thy God hath cut off the nations whose land the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their cities and in their houses. Verse 2, thou shalt separate 3 cities. It's like thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which the Lord thy God which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it. Verse 3, thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coast of the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. Verse 4, and this is the case of the slayer which shall flee thither, that he may live. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in past times. I think today they might equate that to something like, and I can't remember all the different degrees, but it might be something akin to like manslaughter, where nothing was premeditated. You didn't have a problem with the individual in the past. Circumstances popped up, and now you got blood on your hands. We see this a lot of times in the drug culture, in I guess for lack of a better word, the sex culture. With company that is not, which is not adherent to the laws of the Most High, acting on their own emotions. Going out to a bar, or to a club, for example. You get a drink spilled on you, somebody kicks your brand new shoes, eyeballs your woman, emotions flare up. You get into what should have just been a bar fight, and somebody ends up losing their life. You didn't go out there with those set intentions, but it did happen. You still got the blood on your hands, but it wasn't premeditated. It wasn't like you had animosity or a problem with that person, and you were seeking that type of violence against them. There would be sanctuary cities that individual would be required to go to if they wanted to save their life, and I wouldn't say so much to try to still find good standing, because you're still going to have the family of the people that had been unalive. You're still going to have the family and friends and people that love them that might bear some ill will towards you, that might not exactly be happy with the circumstances and look for retribution. You go to these sanctuary cities, you stay in those sanctuary cities, and there might be we're going to read a little bit farther as to what else is going to be involved in these, but either awaiting trial, awaiting judgment, for people to look into the matter a little bit more, a little deeper, to see where shit went wrong. If it was self-defense, even in self-defense, some people still don't want to lose their cousin or their son, their brother. They don't care what they did. They could. I've seen so many instances where they might have known their people were in the wrong, They end up losing their life anyway, and then they're still mad about it, even though they were the instigator, the antagonizer of the situation. You got King Von, for example. I think that's a pretty good example of it. A known, admitted unaliver who also got unalived in the same fashion that he was dealing with others, and people still mourn him, and people want the retribution for him. And he was a criminal, a self-admitted, self-declared criminal. You hear it in all his music, which isn't just expression of art either, by the way. You can't use that for any old that excuse for any old thing. So we see how that can get played out even in our times. Now back to the Hebrew, verse 5. Wadabarwa Hasatarium Al Ha'ain La'amar Maya Hayash Ashar Bana Bayath Khadash Wala'a Khanakwa Wala'a Wayasha Labiyathwa Pan Yamawat Ba Malakma Wayash Akhar Wakhana Kanwa, verse 6. Wamya Hayash Ashar Lata'ai, it's like your Nata'ai Karam Wala'a Khalalwa Yalaka Wayasha Labayafwa Pan Yamawat Ba Malachma Wayash Achar Yachalalanwa, verse 7. Wamya Ha'ayash Ashar Arash Ashar Wala'a Yakaka Walaka Wayasha Labiyathwa Pan Yamawath Ba Makalama Salaki Ba, did I say that right? Malachama Ba Malachama Wayash Akar Yakakanwa Salaki Yakakana, verse 8. Wayasapwa Hasatari Ladabar Al Ha'ain Wa Amar Maya Hayash Hayara Waraka Halaba Walaka Wayasha Labiyathwa Wala'a Yamas Af Laba Akaywa Akiwa Kalababu, verse 9. Yahaya Kakalath Hashatari, the bar, it's like your ladder bar. Al Ha'ain Wapakwaro Shaya Tazba'awat Bara'ash Ha'ain, verse 10. Kaya Takwara Al Ayar Lahalacham Aliyah. Wakwara'ath. Aliyah. La Shalom. Verse 11. Wahaya. Shalom. Ta'ainaka. Wapafaka. Laka. Wahaya. Call. Ha'ain. Hana Mataza'a. Ba. Yahaywa. Laka. Lamas. Baruka. Back into the English. Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 5. As when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slippeth from the heave, and lighteth upon his neighbor that he die, he shall flee into one of those cities and live. Again, one of those cases of that there was no intention for it. Job hazard, so to speak. Somebody still might feel some kind of way about it. So they would remove him from potential retribution to one of these cities. Verse 6. Lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer, while his heart is hot, and overtake him. You know, a lot of times when we get that anger, we're not thinking clearly in the moment. We make very rash decisions. We act on those carnal instincts, that impulse for violence against violence, eye for an eye type mentality. We do it to this day. These records were written thousands of years ago, illustrating the same conditions that we find ourselves facing today. While his heart is hot, and overtake him, because the way is long, and slay him. Whereas he was not worthy of death, inasmuch as he hated him not in time past. Again, your circumstances, it can be wild, man. You ever see that show, 1,000 Ways to Die? We oftentimes we get ourselves into some stupid scenarios, very, very dangerous scenarios. Safety precautions may not have been, properly taken. Might not have been wearing the right safety equipment. Alcohol or other substances may have been involved. There could just be a misunderstanding, and next thing you know, somebody that we love ain't here no more, and you might feel some kind of way about it, and you might seek to do the wrong thing. The Bible says, "Be angry, but sin not." Don't try to take matters into your own hands just because you're emotional about it in that moment. Verse 7. Wherefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee. Verse 8. And if the Lord thy God enlarge thy coast, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers. Verse 9, if thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them, which I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God, and to walk ever in his ways, then thou shalt add 3 cities more for thee, beside these 3. As we grow, those additional cities will get added too, just to help kind of cover the spread, so that you ain't got to be on one side of the country and expected to flee with your life intact to the other side. You'd have something a little bit closer to you that, God forbid, you find yourself in one of these situations, you got a sanctuary city that you can run to that would be protected against anybody looking for revenge. Verse 10, that innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Lord thy God give thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. Because again, in that heat of the moment, You're making a rational decision to go out there and seek your own form of justice, what you think would be justice, and now you're the one that's in the wrong, and you'll be the one met with the judgment. Verse 11, but if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and fleeth into one of these cities. That's the end of this in the English. We're going to skip back into the Hebrew, and then we're going to get back to this real quick. And I'll probably recap on those verses just so that we get that whole thought in tandem so that we're not scattered. We are getting close on time now, so this might be the last one. Chapter 19, verse 12. Wa'am la'a tashalim I.S.U.P.K Y.A.H.A.N.N I.S.U.P.K Malachma Botazarath Aliyah. Verse 13. Wanathana Yahweh Alahayika Bayadka Wahakayat Af Ko Zakawara Lapanya Chara. Verse 14. Require. It's like, require. Hanashim. Wahata. Wahabaham. Wakal. Asar. Yahya. Ba'ayah. Kal. Shalala. Thabaz. Lakah. Wa'akalat. Af. Shalom. Ayah Bayakah. Ashar. Nathan. Yahweh. Alahayika. Lakah. Verse 15. Khan. Naisha. Lakal. Ha'irium. Harakakwath. Mamaka. Ma'ah. Ashar. La'ah. Ma'iriyah. Hagawiyam. Ha'ala. Hana. Verse 16. Require. Ma'iriyah. Ha'imyam. Ha'ala. Ashar. Yahweh. Alahayika. Nathan. Lakah. Nachala. La'ah. Thachaya. Call. Nashama. Verse 17. Kaya. Hacharam. Thacharyamam. Hachathath. Slaki. Hachathya. Wahamari. Hakanaimya. Wahaparazia. Hakaywa. Slaki. Hakawiya. Wahayabawasya. Kashar. Tazwaka. Yahweh. Alahayika. In English, or it's like verse 18. Lama'ai. Ashar. La'ah. Lamagwa. Athakam. Laishwath. Kakal. Tawai Batham. Ashar. Aishwa. La Alahayam. Waka Slaki. Wa Kata Atham. La Yahweh Alahayikam. Alright, in English, 19, Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 12. So now, verse 11. But if any man hate his neighbor and lie in wait for him and rise up against him and smite him mortally that he die and fleeth into one of these cities, verse 12. Then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence
and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. There is justice with the Most High. You just can't be so quick to act on what you would consider justice and vengeance, based on how you feel again in that moment. It was somebody dear to you, it was a horrific accident, and maybe paranoia sets in, conspiracy sets in, and you just think the worst of the situation. Somebody was out to get him. And it wasn't circumstances like that. It may have been a violent exchange and resulted in somebody's death that was unintentional. Knocking him out, punching him in the face, that might have been intentional. But dropping him, his head hitting, the concrete curb, and busting a blood vessel in his vein, that wasn't intentional. But those circumstances can happen so quick and easy, which is why we're always pushing again for this enforcement of brotherhood and sisterhood amongst each other, so that we can avoid situations like this. It happens so quick, and now your life is changed forever. The lives of the people around you changed forever. You didn't mean to do it. It was a stupid thing. You guys were drunk. You got into an argument. It happened, and now you're on the run for the rest of your life. Versus somebody who had ill intentions, sat in wait for a person looking to take their life. That person does get delivered to the avenger of blood. And that's just the person. It's like, you sir, get me right on this. The avenger of blood, that's not necessarily the relative or anybody tied with that with the victim, but the person who would carry out that execution, correct? So there's a right and a wrong way to go about it. You don't want the blood on you. You might be so hell-bent on watching somebody's life disappear from their eyes at your hands in that moment. But there's a lot of testimony from people who, after that moment passed, in clarity now, they regret having made that decision in the moment. Verse 13, thine eyes shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. Needs to be done. And all to what, if this is a person that sought in wait to hurt somebody, to harm somebody, that's not likely just going to be a one-time thing. That's something that's a characteristic that you're going to have to worry about in the future. People like this, as sad as it might be, you can't have pity for that individual. The Lord needs them to be reset, recalibrated, recycled back into the earth. Their spirit will come back again. Maybe he was a product of an abusive home. Who knows? Maybe he just had a screw, loose, or miswired transmitters. Whatever it may have been that led him down that road, him or her. But it's at the mercy of the Lord's justice. Do not get that confused with your emotions. Verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it. Now we're coming into kind of land inheritance laws that can lead up into some of these previously mentioned circumstances. You mess with somebody's property with their belongings, they take that personal, they might come for you. If it was in their families prior to, or a lot of these things are going to be passed down, what's the term? Like an heirloom. I may have had a brother, a cousin, an uncle, or something like that previously who was the caretaker of that land, and set up markers for their idea of what might be done there. Don't just go digging up their that's their business. That's their land, it's their property, that's their business. Leave it alone, attend to your own. And again, even if you come into possession of it after them, honor thy brother. Show some respect for your fellow brother, for your neighbors in these cases, which again is only going to be your people, because we live around our home. So when it's referencing your neighbors, that's talking about your own people. That's the same with any other nation out there. And even in America, as diverse of a country as this you've got white neighborhoods, you've got East Indian neighborhoods. And even in those neighborhoods, you got black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Even in those neighborhoods, you might have different neighbors of different cultures and races and backgrounds. But then in that diverse little cul-de-sac, you're still only really messing with your own people. The cultures, notwithstanding in this term, the different cultures, this is talking about us together. Verse 15, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, and any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. You've got a lot of people that just, I think that was one of the issues with the Me Too movement. You had a lot of people without any formal proof, evidence to support it, and not to say that they were wrong, but that jumped up and said that, they had suffered certain abuses at the hands of these athletes, these entertainers, these politicians. And again, we see the track record of a lot of these people. It's not too far-fetched to come to the conclusion that, yeah, maybe they did, get a little handsy or do something inappropriate. But it's not enough to have somebody's life hanging in the balance over the testimony of just one person. You do need that corroborated. Verse 16, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong. Verse 17, both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. Again, taking the matter to the proper authority so they can discern who the guilty party might be. There's a story that might come up with King David, Solomon, I believe, where 2 women were fighting over a baby, who the mother was. And King Solomon came to the conclusion, in his wisdom, a lot of people, they hated the hell out of General Mahyman when he said Chris Rock should go take Jada Pinkett, go get some coke, go holler at her, go play some Xbox with their kids, and go do your thing. A lot of people took issue with that, not understanding who that was for. That was for Will Smith, to understand that his woman is treacherous. That's what General Mahyman had said that for, not for Chris Rock to go and do it. And then what was it before? Yeah, because that was after the whole red table talk. It was a whole messy, it was sloppy. But King Solomon had judged, all right, take the baby, we're going to cut it in half. Both of y'all get part of it. The mother pleaded for the baby's life. The other woman who wasn't the mom said, okay. And that's how the king had gotten to the bottom of it. That's how he discerned. That's how he was able to draw out the truth of the matter. You got to take it to the people that are going to be not just mature enough to handle discrepancies like this, but wise. You got to take it to the people who are going to have the wisdom to apply the laws and the system of the law that Israel had in place to discern what should be done in that matter. Don't turn this into a screaming match, just you and this other person. You did it, no I didn't, back and forth. That could go on forever, and both of you are just trying to convince the crowd to take your word for it. We're going to see another example of that with who was the brother, Daniel, and was it Sister Susanna, where a sister had gotten accused of something because Two selfish bastards were following their lust, trying to get a piece of her, and got refused. Accusations made of her. She was about to get put to death for it. The judges that were handling that matter at the time were taking the position that the accusers, the position of power that the accusers were in, to their credit, believing their words first because of who they were in the community, in society. And because there was two of them against just the one sister's word. Daniel saw the whole. He saw someone wasn't right about all this and got to the bottom of it. So don't just take matters into your own hands. In verse 18, and the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and that testify falsely against his brother. Salakia, we are going to have to wrap this up. We have to tune in next week. It's like we're not gonna be picking up there either. You can finish this on your own too. Any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the scriptures in Deuteronomy chapter 19? We're stopping at 18. You can hold until next Sabbath service or until Wednesday for the scripture breakdown class. Of course, even on Monday and Tuesday, if you got a question about it, you'd like to bring it up, by all means, go ahead. Again, just kind of wait till the end of the class to bring up any topics that are, or any questions that are not of topic. And we will see y'all August 27th on the Menominee Reservation. It's Thursday, August 27th from about 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the Menominee Reservation for our back to school supply giveaway. So we got backpacks and we got some basic school supplies for the kids. Any suggestions going forward about what else the reservations might need? Bring it to our attention, and we'll work out a game plan to see if we can't get those needs met too. What else we got? September 11th, Feast of the Memorial of Blowing of the Trumpets. Who's is the next cookout? Philly coming up. So if you're on the East Coast, make your way to Philly. If you're on the West Coast, make your way to Philly. If you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, go make your way to Philly. It'll be a good time. And with that, we're going to close out with the prayers. Israelite Mariam, which means stand. Or Israel in general. This will be for the sisters as well. SHALAM. Now, upon your akudam, turn to face the east. We'll end on the Lord's Prayer for time's sake. It's like if I get the mic, please. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanaw, Nacham, Ka, Yawam,
Wasalak now.
Wasalak now.
Kabawath now.
Kabawath now.
Kasalak now.
Kasalak now.
Kabawath now.
Kabawath now.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabiyan now.
Tabai now.
Banasawan.
Banasawan.
Abal.
Ball.
Habashah now.
Habashah now.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Malakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahatapara.
Hatapara.
Lawalamyam.
Lawalamyam.
Aman.
Aman.
In English, our Father,
Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So out to the front. It's like let's salute the Torah real quick.
Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak Yah. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Shabbat, I.S.U.P.K, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak Yahweh. Shout out to the sisters that may be present. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K Shabbat. It's lucky for the sisters, I.S.U.P.K as well. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshabrak Yahweh. That concludes Sabbath service. August 27th, Menominee Reservation, the Open Pavilion.
Ooh, 27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hellstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK ain't nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee on my top, this